Welcome to the University of the Free State.
Wa amohela ho University of the Free State.
Welkom bij de Universiteit van de Vrystaat.
Siyakwamukela eNyuvesi yase-Free State.
Situated in the heart of South Africa, my university is a creation of the past, the present, and the future. Across our 3 campuses, 7 faculties have been home to some of the most magnificent minds. Everything we do is rooted in our values of excellence, innovation and impact, accountability, care, social justice, and sustainability. We have been changing the world for more than a century. We continue to pave the way and inspire a fresh stream of knowledge and skill to follow in the footsteps of our scholars and alumni. We hunger for knowledge that will help us to be better and to do better. Our facilities encourage excellence, pulling us towards the light of new insight and ways of applying what we know. We lead by example, advocating sustainability in everything that we do. While we are making a current impact, we are also steering towards the future with the knowledge and skills we need to take the lead. The next 12 years will be especially significant in our growth as our Vision 130 unfolds, which will peak in 2034 when the University of the Free State celebrates 130 years of existence. Vision 130 is our strategic intent to reposition the university for 2034. Join us on this journey. Together, we will go further.
important things in life.
I'm gonna start with the exit, maybe. Fuck this.
There's someone done anyway.
we congratulate our graduates for making the time in their busy schedule to join us on this 6 o'clock shift. We know that you had better things to do, but this is important, like going to a party, for instance. Our Vice-Chancellor, Professor Francis William Peterson, wanted to be here, but duty called, but he's with us in spirit. Forgive us for being efficient this evening in the interest of safety, especially motor vehicles safety. We will not detain you unduly long. Eminence, Excellencies, most distinguished graduates, good evening. By virtue of the power vested in me as Chancellor, I hereby constitute this congregation of the University of the Free State for the awarding and conferral of qualifications in the Faculty of the Humanities. I therefore award and confer qualifications to and on all the candidates presented by the Dean of the respective faculty present to this very congregation. In addition, I hereby award and confer qualifications to and on those whose names appear in the program but who are not present here today. You may be seated.
Dumalang, I know it's late in the evening, Dumalang, Sanbonani, Koenant, and good evening. It is my pleasure to deliver the message, the welcome message on behalf of our Vice Chancellor and Principal, Professor Peterson. Distinguished guests, graduates, parents, and guardians. And of course, all the loved ones that are here together with the graduates. Today is a special day indeed. Few events and occasions hold as much significance as your graduation. This day is just as important for those who have supported you along the way. Many of you, of course, had to overcome a lot during the journey to get here. Many of you are the first in your families to reach this milestone. What a great honor for your family. You have earned this moment, and you should be extremely proud. It's important, of course, that you always acknowledge and recognize the significance of your achievements as you transition from being a University of Free State, or the COFSI as we commonly call it, from a COFSI student to a UFS graduate. Graduates, you have had the honor of studying at a 120-year-old institution that has a track record on par with well-regarded national peers. As reflected in the 2024 Times Higher Education World University and Impact Rankings. Sufficient evidence indicates that higher education has the potential to function as an agent of change and a means of serving the greater good. Although the mission of our university has always been to equip you with the knowledge and skills needed to make a difference in the field of your study, we are also mindful that values are as important for you to make a difference in your communities. The University of Free State places great emphasis on ensuring that students and staff have an outstanding university experience. In our pursuit of excellence, we are proud that our environment is conducive for intellect and knowledge to flourish. As such, our values of excellence, innovation and impact, accountability, care, social justice, and sustainability are embedded in all activities across the institution. Graduates, irrespective of what you undertake in the future, remember to pursue your passion and continuously have the desire to make a difference in the lives of others. It's pointless having a degree without making a difference in the lives of others. Surround yourself with real people in real communities while inculcating kindness, empathy, passion, and awareness of the real issues. If you want to tackle unfinished goals of this country and create a better world, build bridges, remain morally astute, and grow your coalitions. Life can be challenging when you are on your own. However, great results can be achieved when you work as a collective. It is up to you to align with those who have a common cause, heal the divisions that have separated us, and carry along those who have been left out and are struggling. And Prof. Peterson says, congratulations to all our COFSI graduates. May you have continued success in all your endeavors. And these are the wishes that come from our Vice Chancellor and Principal, who unfortunately could not be here at this point in time. So I urge you to take this important message and realize it, especially bringing others with you as you are graduating. On that note, ladies and gentlemen, I and esteemed colleagues and distinguished guests, I would be grateful to explain to you the house rules. As a university, we make use of official photographers who are present in the hall today, so there's no need for you to leave your seat and come to the front and use those very high-level cameras and phones to take photographs. So let us leave that to the photographers, but you can take those photographs from wherever you are seated. But just please keep your cell phones on silent for the duration of the ceremony. For those who just arrived now, and after the pre-ceremony announcements were made, please refer to the graduation event program, and you'll have more details there. It is the time to celebrate the achievements of each graduate. Hearing the full name of each student being announced is important to everyone. We therefore ask you to limit your cheers, loud exclamations, and ululations. Make them short so that everyone can hear the announcement of the name of the next student. We strive to conduct the graduation ceremonies in a dignified manner and ask you to refrain from leaving the hall before the end of the proceedings to avoid disturbing the ceremony. I'd be grateful if you can adhere to those simple rules, and if you're not sure of them, please refer to your program where it is contained. It is now my pleasure to introduce the music item of the night. And the music item for this evening will be performed by the Free State Youth Orchestra, who will treat us to the first movement from Joseph Boulogn's first symphony. Boulogne was a prolific 18th century composer who was also a master fencer, a violin virtuoso, and composer in Marie Antoinette Scott. He was one of the first black colonels in the French army, leading 800 infantrymen and 200 cavalries in Europe's first all-black regiment, where he also acquired his title, the Chevalier de St. George's. He was a contemporary of Mozart and Haydn and wrote countless symphonies, sonatas, concertas, opera, and string quartets. His life story has been the topic of the 2022 film Chevalier. Distinguished guests, graduates, please put your hands together for the Free State Orchestra under the direction of Heinrich Lattegan. Let us put our hands together. As they leave that stage, let us give them another round of applause for the fantastic rendition and official welcome by using Joseph Bologn's First Symphony. And of course, I want to officially welcome all the graduates. The most important people here tonight are the graduates, and I want to officially welcome them. Let us put our hands up and give them a round of applause. I also want to welcome all the parents and the loved ones that are attending. A special welcome to our Chancellor. And Chancellor, Prof. Bonang Mohale, welcome, sir. Our guest speaker, Mr. Themba Dlamini, I'm going to tell you more about him later. We also have the acting registrar who will place the sashes in today, who's Mr. Edwin Crouch, and also the president of the convocation, Dr. Peter du Toit. Representing the Executive Director of Student Affairs is Ms. Rihanna Johnson. Representing the Dean of Economic and Management Sciences is Prof. Lochner Murray. Representing the Dean of Education is Dr. Martha Koza. Representing himself is the Dean of Health Sciences, Prof. Kurt van Zyl, and the Dean of Humanities who will present candidates here today, Prof. Mokomo Masoka. Representing the Dean of Natural Agriculture Science is Dr. Christopher Amoa, and representing the Dean of Theology and Religion is Dr. Eugene Fortain. Representing the ISRC President is Musa Masonda, Mr. Musa Masonda. Ladies and gentlemen, let's put our hands together for the exquisite delegation we have here tonight on the stage. It is now my pleasure to welcome the Dean of the Faculty of Humanities, Prof. Mosoga, to introduce the candidates that will be receiving qualifications today. Professor Mosoga.
Thanks, TBC. Chancellor, I have the privilege of requesting you to award the following qualifications to the candidates that are introduced to you: the Faculty of the Humanities certificates and diplomas. Higher certificate in humanities. Matoba ZS. Higher certificate in humanities, communication studies and anthropology. Bierkes KDL. Klute D. Haka T. Obtained certificate with distinction. Klassen SU. Kwalape MT. Lekebelane MS. Macholo T obtained certificate with distinction. Maine GO obtained certificate with distinction. Matiwane N obtained a certificate with distinction. Melamu B obtained certificate with distinction. Mohotse A. Muloiwa KM. Kotwa O. Mukwena TE. Mutwari L obtained certificate with distinction. Ngatu PSJ. Nkuti. November LC. Rapulungwane K obtained certificate with distinction. Roda NJ. Sifuti NI. Nyandeni K. Yes. Higher certificate in Humanities, Communication Studies, and Psychology. Bengu AN. Chitlango ST obtained certificate with distinction. Diboka P obtained certificate with distinction. Haubutse KR. Jack AR. Jacobs NU obtained certificate with distinction. Kaje KT obtained certificate with distinction. Huare T obtained certificate with distinction. Kanye K. Lenko R. Leroy V. Leshupe GL obtained certificate with distinction. Maikane N obtained certificate with distinction. Hosi OR. Mahanke DI. Masangu PP. Makhalani O. Matthews BS. Machona KL. Mbata T obtained certificate with distinction. Mbogazi TP. Merabe SM obtained certificate with distinction. Mdleje NH. Muhlowa MR. Mukwane KZ obtained certificate with distinction. Mpailane KJ obtained certificate with distinction. Ndlebe L obtained certificate with distinction. Mofokeng KN. Nobela ME. Ntsane TJ. Ntuli SM obtained certificate with distinction. Petros E obtained certificate with distinction. Porosi BT. Pindela KNP. Rapapa SP. Sesedinyani E. Shata T obtained certificate with distinction. Shebe M. Skosana B. Soko MC. Sosibo V. Tebe High NA obtained certificate with distinction. Tladi MP obtained certificate with distinction. Tsatsa Y obtained certificate with distinction. Tsiu T. What L obtained certificate with distinction. Chancellor, higher certificate in humanities, communication studies, and sociology. Bonga Z obtained certificate with distinction. Butler KL. Drude MA obtained certificate with distinction. Jagers Y. Jodo TC obtained certificate with distinction. Kube RJ obtained certificate with distinction. Lekwetle R obtained certificate with distinction. Masinza ASN. Makalane RV. Matakane K obtained certificate with distinction. Mketwa ZO obtained certificate with distinction. Msagaza EN obtained certificate with distinction. Ngadi T. Mudisani PR. Mofokeng SV obtained certificate with distinction. Mukwena DI obtained certificate with distinction. Mukwena R. Molapo SM. Molefe MT. Mutibi KG. Order. Mutikwe SR obtained certificate with distinction. Mutsekale TB. Mutwenin G. Mtembu TS. Naha PP obtained certificate with distinction. Ngobeni HS obtained certificate with distinction. Nsapo BD. Relechana VI. Skade X obtained certificate with distinction. Tulo DG obtained certificate with distinction. Chotsane T. Shabalala P obtained certificate with distinction. Zim MA. Chancellor, higher certificate in humanities, political science, and psychology. Masemola NH obtained certificate with distinction. Mosala ME. Vakele Y. Tsiu KF. Msomi P. Mutsei E. Leoma K obtained certificate with distinction. Madikhetla O. Maduana GP obtained certificate with distinction. Masoha A obtained certificate with distinction. Musia N.A. Mpa Tswanyane N. Mtimkulu M.L. obtained certificate with distinction. Ngobo N.P. obtained certificate with distinction. Nzolane B.T. Parwe K. obtained certificate with distinction. Sising M.Y. obtained certificate with distinction. Tupayapeku P. Johnsane K. Higher certificate in music performance. Mahabane T. Nzuku NM. Ramochela R. Vundisa A. Chancellor, Diploma in Music. Debur QC. Ditswane BL. Maloka PT. Tulo HB. Velemsa ZW. And Madikhetla PP.
I do think all those who receive qualifications just now should receive another resounding applause. I'm talking to the audience. I also think the loved ones and families and mothers and fathers and brothers also deserve a round of applause for making you get this far. And I want to thank Prof. Mosoga and his team. I want to thank Dr. Peter Dutoit and Mr. Edwin Crouch, and not forgetting you, Chancellor, Prof. Bonang Mohale, because now that you have done your duty, they have officially received their qualifications. So let's give them a round of applause. And they wouldn't have done it without the academic staff at the bottom. And they definitely deserve a round of applause. But tonight we have a special guest for you, Mr. Dlamini, and you will see some of his details in the program, Mr. Themba Dlamini. But just a brief introduction. He's the current Chief Executive Officer. Mr. Dlamini, I want to say the Chief Excitement Officer, When you talk of arts, I get excited. But is the current Chief Executive Officer of the Performing Arts Center of the Free State, commonly known as PACOFS. Mr. Themba Dlamini obtained his Masters of Arts in Development Economics at Williams College, Massachusetts in the USA. He holds a diploma in Business Administration Accounting, he's my type of guy, from the Northern Virginia Community College, and an honors in economics from the Howard University in Washington, D.C., USA. Mr. Dlamini is a distinguished figure in the realm of public service and corporate governance with a career spanning 2 decades. His wealth of experience encompasses leadership roles in prominent organizations, showcasing his versatility, across diverse sectors. Throughout his career, Mr. Dlamini held key positions and continues to contribute to the various organizations in various capacities. Distinguished guests, graduates, it is a pleasure for us to welcome Mr. Dlamini to present the keynote and congratulatory message. Mr. Dlamini, sir.
Can all those that received their awards rise? The graduates, where are you? Can you rise? The graduates. Can you give yourself a round of applause? The reason why I ask you, you can remain seated, is that you finish what you started. So that is the key message that I'll be delivering this evening. Good evening, Program Director, Deputy Vice Chancellor Prof. Naidu, the Chancellor of the University, Prof. of Practice, Mr. Bonang Mohale, Professor Francis Peterson, the Vice Chancellor in absentia, Professor Masuho, Dean of the Faculty of Humanities, Dr. Amua, Dr. Detroit, Prof. Marai, Dr. Koza, Prof. Van Zyl, Mr. Johnson, Mr. Lefoa, and Mr. Crouch, distinguished guests, graduates, ladies and gentlemen. It gives me immense pleasure to be invited to speak at this august occasion. My congratulatory message will be premised on a mathematical framework. Mathematical framework. Imagine a quadrant. A quadrant, you've got the first, the second, the third, and the fourth. That's a quadrant in mathematics. So when you entered the doors of learning at this reputable institution of higher learning, normally referred to as EOFs, it is imperative to start at the developmental stage of your cognitive abilities. In the first quadrant, that's the beginning of your development, early childhood development. And by the way, at the age of 3, 97% of your brain is fully developed. Going to the kindergarten, for those that have a privilege, and to primary school. Now, when you transition into the second quadrant, matriculating from your respective high school was another milestone in your development in harnessing the thought process of your childhood and teenagehood. At this level, there is no doubt that you had already scanned the different fields of your career choice when you enrolled for your studies in humanities. This did not come as an accident, but it was a well-calculated plan. Your post-matric and pursuing your vision to solidify your cognitive abilities as a critical thinker in your respective field of study was the time when you entered the halls of learning at the university. You then made the shift into the third quadrant, wherein you most probably had more than one career to choose. But through the assistance of career guidance at the university, you made your decision and your vision to be a qualified academically in the respective field that was just conferred to you. So your first sitting in a lecture room, you thought at aiming high at all times in order to realize the end goal of your aspiration of graduating in the field you wish for. As a temporary exit, the doors of learning, remember to aim high as the class of 2024, a generation of its own that must, according to Frantz Fanon, discover its mission, fulfill or betray in relative opacity. As a society, we will not judge you by your latest achievement, but how often you fell down and rose again, which is an illustration of your resilience that you will need as you search for a sustainable job. Now, taking from the university's motto, which says, improving excellence, transforming life through quality, impact, and care, today's occasion is a confirmation that the number of graduates or people who received their certificate who have gone a full 360 degrees planning cycle were inspired to be thought leaders in their own right. There is no doubt in my mind that consciously or subconsciously, your lives have been transformed as game changers in caring and making an impact in the society as a whole. Also, it means that your exit in the fourth quadrant, it is expected that you, as a graduate, have acquired your academic excellence. The lectures, the learning material by the institution of higher learning, such as UFS, will demonstrate how it has affected you. But don't forget, the reality in terms of our economy is that you've got a low economic growth, right? So the penetration of those who exit the system in terms of being a graduate will have to start searching for job opportunities. Furthermore, the university's mission is to impart and generate new knowledge that impactfully supports societal development. What does it mean? It means that those that have graduated with certificate, diplomas, and so forth have started to think as knowledge generators in the field of research, producing pedagogists who will focus on how our own health system, in some cases, can add value. So, those are in the field of psychology will know that we have a challenge in the mental health system as a country. So, mental health is an important focus area in our society. Therefore, those that have, are intending to enter that particular sector must apply their theoretical practice and put it into practice, right? So you have learned, now you take it right into the field of, in the workplace. It is my expectation that among the graduates, there are emerging psychiatrists, communication specialists, psychologists, whom the society will have to rely on. Women thought leadership, the majority of them that have graduated, are emerging among the graduates. This means that the throughput in this area has improved as a university. Congratulations to the institution, and let's keep the standard. In addition, engaged scholarship the graduates will have an opportunity as game changers to actively take part in community-driven programs to support a capable state. Your first job may not necessarily be the one that you will fit in. However, the positive is that you have been exposed in that first job to the real workplace, and this exposure will serve as a baseline in terms of your years of experience. Now, as a former commissioner of the National Planning Commission, I would like to reiterate what the National Development Plan said. It argues for a strong and coherent set of institutions for delivering quality education, science, technology, innovation, training, and skill development, developing a world-class center, programs in the national system of innovation and the higher education sector over the next 20 years. Therefore, as graduates, the university is already reinforcing the argument of the NDP through the graduates that have just received their certificate. To paraphrase the words of the latest Nelson Mandela, we will not judge you by your success, but how many times you fell down and you got back again. Furthermore, remember, in the world, the change that changes, if you want to contribute to change the world, you can only rely on education, nothing else. So education is a weapon that changes the world. You have completed the 360 degrees, as I've said. You have finished what you started. What a monumental achievement that we must all celebrate, and congratulations at all for work well done by yourself. So let me thank everyone and those that have invited me to congratulate you. And again, let me also take this opportunity, Prof. In our midst, we have the Chancellor. Now, I didn't whisper in his ear, but I will make a comment that the Chancellor, as he's sitting there, occupies serious strategic positions, one being the chairperson of BidVest. I'm putting him on the spot. The second one is he is a member of the Business Leadership South Africa. The third, and this is what I only know, that he's a member of Business Unity South Africa. So what does it mean? It means, Prof, the partnership between the university and the Chancellor is that as the students exit the system, the Chancellor becomes the convening power to be able to secure jobs for those that have graduated. Thank you very much.
So you heard Mr. Temba Dlamini, take us through the quadrants of life. And of course, one of the important things many times you have fallen. When that lecturer who you thought was not good and nasty didn't give you the marks, you had to rewrite a test, but you picked yourself up. But that was a good lecturer because you're a better student. He made sure he got the quality right for you. But of course, we do know that jobs are tough. And I couldn't say this, Temba, that I'm glad you told our Chancellor, Prof. Bonang Mohale, he sits on all these boards. We are asking for jobs. We're asking nicely, jobs for our students. And I'm sure he heard you to help us with that. So let us put our hands together for a round of applause for Mr. Temba Dlamini. Chancellor, Prof. Bonang Mohale, it is my pleasure to invite you to close the ceremony. Thank you, sir.
Ntate Temba Dlamini Dlangamandla is a dear friend of mine. I think he's got the right to put me on the spot. So to the graduates, I know all of you have phones. Please take out your phones now. My email address is bonang, all lowercase, @bidvest.co.za. That's my email address. But for you, please use this one. Bonang, all lowercase, .mohale, @bidvest.co.za. When we thank you, Ntate Dlamini, for finding the time in your busy schedule in this amazing place, the birth of our once glorious movement. Mangaung, Perengetsweu, Singanata. We really thank you. And thank you for the 4 quadrants. And as you ponder the dilemma you've put me in, I can confirm that you are also my boss at the BMF. Therefore, I cannot say no. But it is about time that those who love peace organize as effectively and as efficiently as those who love war. Eminence, excellencies, most distinguished guests. This concludes the proceedings for this evening. The university takes great pleasure and pride in inviting all graduates and their guests to exam room 4, where tea and coffee will be served. Don't linger too long, because we want you to be safe. The national anthem will now be played. After that, you are requested to remain standing while the congregation is dissolved and both the main and academic processions leave the hall. May you please rise. By virtue of the power vested in me as Chancellor, I hereby dissolve this congregation of the University of the Free State. Let's drive safely. Thank you.
Thank you.